Hey everybody, we're back in Pwnie Island again. Got my speed hack running, so we're going to do a tour of the island. And, oh, by the way, occasionally you'll get this error, failed to look up, as long as your server ini is correct. This is not abnormal, just keep at it. Second try is usually the charm. So, if you see that, it's normal. If you continue to see it, then it means you have some kind of connectivity issue, potentially related to your server ini file. Hold on, I'm noticing that my mic's a little low. Let's turn this baby up to about 15. How's that? Nope. So, we'll call it good. All right, so going to rejoin. See, failed to look up game server. Let's do it again, and we're good. All right, speed hack is running. I'm flying here. All right, so we're going to do a quick tour of the island. Of course, here is the crap chute where you first come out of the sewer. This is where you end up. Road to the left doesn't go anywhere. Road to the right is where you want to go when you first come out. And that takes you to the town. And the town has two buildings. It's got a Pony Express station there. You've got Major Payne, the gun seller here. Doesn't sell very much, but sells ammo and whatnot. Upstairs, nothing. At least not as far as I know, nothing. In the other building, the library, you've got the NPC just intolerable, right? And there's nothing much else to see here, just a big old building. But we can come down here, talk to just intolerable. Let's get that bear quest. So I got out of the town of Adventure because of the bears and moved to Pwnie Island. And guess what? What happened? The same bears are here too. They're following me. What are you going to do? I will pay anyone for bear skins. I just want to see those bears dead, especially after my new discovery. A new discovery? What are the bears doing now? The bears are defending yet another big legendary chest of valuable treasure, and they figured out our old tactics. I could whine about this all day. You're buying bear skins. I'm staying away from that. I've heard about them. Blah, blah, blah. Can I help? And that will give us the unbearable revenge quest to find the bear's treasure. Sure, go over to the unbearable woods and defeat those bears. You can keep the treasure. I just want them gone. I will try. Thank you, Just Intolerable, for your service. All right, let's get back here. So there's our Pony Express station, Major Payne, Just Intolerable, and you see we have 3 roads available to us in the town. Well, 4 if we count the way we came from, but we got a left path, we got a straight path, and we've got a right path. We are going to start our tour with the right path because the right path doesn't actually lead anywhere. So what the right path will do is it takes you around a big loop, which we can follow. There's some giant rats out this way, so we're going to watch out for those. Right path will just loop right back around and lead us right back to the town, so it doesn't really go anywhere. The middle path takes us to this fork here, where we go back to the giant rats. This path here is what we're going to take next, so it'll be the straight path if you're just coming into town. And that takes us to a couple of important places. First, we have a cave here, and this is the cave that leads to Fort Blocks. So I'm going to fly through here with my speed quest. We automatically start the quest Blocky's Revenge when we enter, which is to solve the puzzles in Fort Blocks. Fort Blocks is a series of logic puzzles. So these are logic gates, and you see everything is powered off right now. There's a button here on the front that says press E to toggle. If we turn that on, we can see that nothing happens here. Something does happen, but what happens is this powers this block, the energy comes down, and it hits this, which is a NOT gate, and then it reverses the no power into power and opens up the gate for us. It will become more clear as we go. Here we have 2 buttons, and they connect here to a different shaped gate. So I'm going to go back quick so we can see what that looked like. So we can see that we have a path in, a path out, and then we have just a block, just a cube resting on top of the block itself. This one, on the other hand, is a T-shape if we're looking at it this way, where we have two inputs and then one output heading this way. And this is an AND block. So if we hit this, power comes on, but it's not enough to open the door. If we hit this one as well, see if I can, oh, there is no duck in this game. That's right. All right, I'm going to try and keep this here so that you can see the door open when I press E. There we go. Both branches are charged, which means that the AND block is satisfied, and it produces a output. One here opens the door for us. So here we have a more complicated puzzle. Here we have a 3 blocks. This first branch over here far off to the right comes to this gate, right? And this is a new shape. But this looks familiar. This is just like the first one, a NOT gate. So what do we need to do here? And that's the... I don't see another gate here at all. So we need to figure out what this shape represents. So let's start with powering on our rightmost block. And when we did that, it actually charged up just this block here. Press that one to turn it off. There we go. So what we have here is what would this be? We have two. So we input off, on. Not sure what kind of gate that would be off the top of my head, but in either event, the NOT gate negated when we turn the power off to the first branch. Let's play with this a little bit. Look at this one. All right, so that turns on just fine. So this would be a NAND gate. I believe so. So we hit the button and it turned on the power to 1. We turned it all off and then it negates it, turns it back on. So here's our most complicated one yet. We still have 3 inputs. We've got this one that goes to here, right? Which this looks familiar to us. We've got this, which also looks familiar to us. And we've got this, which is a little bit different than the other two because we have this little extra chunk here, right? Now the extra chunk that we just saw in that last room, that proved to be a NAND gate, but this is a combination of a NOT and a NAND, so let's see what happens here. So if we turn this on, it charges up, so this input turns on, but then it's negated, turns the power on this rail, and goes down here to, oh, we missed this before, but this is our AND gate that we saw before. So we need to get power on all 3 rails to this sucker. Okay. So turning that on affected those 2. Now if we switch this off, all right, now we've got power running from, let's see. There we go. Goes in here. It is still charged up, or it is charged up now, I should say. But this one turns that off, right? That rail goes over here. And now it's charged up on the other side, but we need power to all 3 here. So, or to all 3 branches of our AND gate, I should say. And there we go. Because it's the achievement, it's quite logical. Now this last one is just a little bit more complicated than the others. We actually have 32 inputs on this guy. That's a lot. And if we go all the way back and follow them to the end, we can see that all 32 of these inputs flying around the room here all come down to this chain, right? So they all end up here at what is we now recognize as a NOT gate. All the way through here. You can see all of these, going all the way back to this one gate here. And we have a room, and inside the room is a treasure chest, and here's the door. And that is one of the achievements, which we will come back to in its own video. And I'll probably retread some of this ground when we do that, so don't worry about that. All right, let's head out of Fort Blocks and continue a tour of the island. Loving the speed hack. It's much easier. Whoop, except when I do stuff like that. Get rid of my gun so you can see the screen in full glory here. All right, here's the entrance to Fort Blocks. Let's get back to that road. So again, to reorient, town is there. Fort Blocks is there. This is the straight path as you're coming out of town from the crab chute. So we continue heading down the road. We come to a branch right here next to Fort Blocks. This heads up into the mountains, and this heads off to the woods. So let's start with the woods. Justin Tolerable told us about the bears and the unbearable woods, and that's where we're headed now. There is a bunch of giant rats here. Just ignore them for now. So there is a Pony Express station here in the Unbearable Woods. Entering Unbearable Woods. And if we stay on the road here, if we look over this way, the woods are full of bears. And there's a ring of fire. And in the middle of the ring of fire is a chest. And this is to satisfy the requirements for the quest Unbearable Revenge. You need to open this chest. And that will start a timer that is 5 minutes. And during that 5 minutes, you will be relentlessly attacked by bears, which we will come to for its own video as well, because that is one of our quests. So we're going to head back through the Unbearable Woods and head back to the road where we left off. There's our Pony Express station. There's our ring of fire over there. Continuing on the road. Okay. Come to a branch. This heads back towards the Tail Mountains and to our next objectives. This, as you can see, goes to a farm. This is the Gold Farm, where Sum Ting Wong, the farmer, will give us the quest for finding cows. So, welcome to the Gold Farm. I farm all day to provide for this island, but it has all gone wrong. What's wrong? My cows are missing. One night I heard a massive amount of thunder, then my cows have disappeared. I have no idea where they went. I will let you know if I see them. Okay, that's our Until the Cows Come Home quest to find the lost cows. If we keep going down this road, this takes us to the back side of the Pirate Bay. As far as I know, there's no NPCs in here, although I've never really explored it fully, I guess. But the Pirate Bay, if we keep following the road around, will lead us to the other side where there is a pirate ship here at the end of the pier. And on the pirate ship is a chest. And that chest will ask us, if we try to open it, to enter our DLC code. And that is also another quest. And so we will come to that in its own video as well. So we head back up to the road, follow it around, and we come eventually back to... so the branch here that I skipped before, I apologize. Oh, there is a Pony Express station here too. The Gold Farm. I didn't see that before. So anyway, I missed this branch before, but it just loops around the Pirate Bay. So let's head back down the road past the Gold Farm again, and this time we will take the left path at the fork. All right, here's where we were. There's the Gold Farm. This leads us further away towards our next objectives. Continuing on down the road, we come to the other side of the bay, and then the road branches off again. The left path takes us back towards town. The right path is where we're going to head up. Then we come to another fork immediately. We'll come back to the left path. We're going to go down the right path because that leads us to some more important objectives, and that is in this cave. Now, I did do some of this cave before when I was just walking around testing things. This cave, if you head inside, has two branches. The Molten Cave. There's spiders in here, so I might have to defend myself a little bit. Alright, so this cave has 2 branches. And the right branch takes you up the cave to the Ice Queen, or the Ice Spider Queen, where you can get the ice spell. The left branch takes you over this bridge, and at the other side of this bridge is Magma Rock, which is a large boss and also the subject of another assignment. So he will have his own video as well. But here's Magma Rock right there. None too happy to see us. Starts throwing fireballs. Notice there's a chest right next to him. So we'll come back to him later. And back out. Avoid the spiders. And we will now continue following the road. This is where we came from. So this is the cave, and we will keep going around. And this is going to be a long road that kind of meanders around a little bit. There's not too much back here, to be perfectly honest with you. There are some mobs to kill. There's the pirate ship over there that we saw earlier. There's the pirate bay. We're just getting back to about that point. And this will loop around these mountains here. Around. I was near these roads before. If you did watch the walking around and testing things out video, which you don't have to, I just put it up there just for fun. If you want more content, I guess. This takes us through some angry bears, by the way. Those are elite enemies and apparently do satisfy the requirement for the monster killer achievement, just so you know. They're not that difficult to kill. You can do it with your fireball spell. That's not a problem. We got another branch in the road. This leads to a tunnel. And this tunnel, if we follow this, takes us through the mountain. It's just kind of like a shortcut. All right, so this takes us through the mountain, back over here. But I'm going to actually go back and follow the other path because they both lead essentially the same place. It's just one goes through the mountain and the other one goes around. It's kind of just like a different branch. So if I take the other path, hold on, let me go back so I don't lose you. Here's the branch in the road. Up there is the tunnel that I just went through. And I'm going to take the right path now, which will go, instead of through the mountain, around the mountain, but they go the exact same place. And you'll see in just a moment as soon as we get around the bend here. It's just a little bit of a longer path. That's all. All right, so there's our tunnel. That's where it came out. And here's where the 2 roads just converge. It just goes around that part of the mountain. That's all. And now, here's another branch in the road. This is where we forked off before. There is Magma Rock's cave right there. This just hooks up and goes around the mountain. That's all. And now we can come back to the other fork in the road directly before that. Gold Farm is over there. Magma Rock is over there. Pirate Ship is right here behind these trees. This road will lead us back towards town after a ways. So we got to cross this bridge. And we got to go up here around the bend and make our way up a little bit. Following the road as best I can. I'm going kind of fast. Okay. This takes us to a place where there's lots of bears that spawn. And if we keep following it, eventually we come to the town again. You can see it in the distance. Here's the bars. And here's town. And there's just one more area to see because that's the entire island except for this. And you note that's our left path. So there's the crapshoot down that way. Right path just loops around. Middle path will take you to the Unbearable Woods and Blocky's Fort. Left path will take you out to the other way, to the other side of the island. But as long as you're following the roads, all of the objectives can be found on the roads. One more place to see, though. We did miss it before, so we're going to head back down the straight path out of town again, past Fort Blocks, until we come to this fork in the road. And earlier, I said this heads up into the mountains and this heads towards the Unbearable Woods. So let's go up into the mountains because there is something to see up there. So we're going to have to take this windy path up into the mountains. And careful when you're exploring. It's not a AAA title. I don't know how much bug testing went into it, but there's plenty of places where the Jumanji. There's plenty of places where the geometry will work against you, and you can be trapped if you fall into the wrong hole. So, do take care about that. Just be aware, I suppose, when you're walking around up in the mountains, especially. All right, so we follow the road, keep following, and eventually we will come to here it is, a chateau, Balmer Peak. Head up the stairs, and there's a little cafe type area, I suppose, up here. There's no NPCs as far as I can recall. There's a nice patio where you can look out over the Pwnie Island. There's Magma Rock's cave right there. There's that bridge we crossed before. That's the tunnel in the mountain. We can see the road that goes around the mountain as well. We can't quite see the pirate ship from here, but it would be right here behind this mountain here. And that's pretty much Pwnie Island. That's the grand tour. Let me see if I can climb up one of these peaks here and get a good view of the whole island. And not quite at the tallest points. All right, this looks like about the top of the world. Actually, that one over there looks taller, but nope, still can't see the pirate ship. I would really like to get a good view here. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Okay. You're taller anyway. No. It's all about you. It's about you all along. No. Well, I've gone ahead and fallen down the complete mountain. So, all right. So here's the unbearable woods. That's where I ended up. I'm just going to follow the road back this way towards town. And that is Pwnie Island. There are places on the island that you can get to that don't have roads. Feel free to go off-road and explore if you want to. But those are all of the places that you need to go in order to satisfy the objectives, except for one. The egg hunt quest will require you to go to some pretty strange places. And as I saw in my walking around and testing video, you can find them in really weird places off the beaten path for sure. So you are going to need to explore a little bit off the roads, but when we get to that video, you'll see a little trick that we can use to help us find those eggs without having to just go and get lost, wandering around the island for hours and hours and hours. So that's about it then, I guess. I hope that that helps to provide some context to the map, as there's no in-game map, so you kind of do have to learn a little bit. That's by the way, this is the exit of the sewer. So when you're coming out of the sewer, there's that part where there's the iron bars and you can't walk through. Right there is the break in the sewer where we came out. There's the giant rats that harassed us. This is just where that is. That's all. There's nothing special there or anything. All right, so that about does it for this. Here's our crap shoot again and town. I'm going to get back there. All right, I think at this point I'm about ready to get started on doing some of these challenges. So take care. Best of luck to you, and we'll see you in future videos.